Morning, Mr. Brittas.
Morning, Colin.
If you're wondering what's in the boxes, it's the doves.
They're all white doves this time, are they?
Every one of them, white as the driven snow.
You're right. It's just we had a couple of brown ones at rehearsal yesterday.
Yes, they kept tagging on, so I wrung their necks. Yes, these are the real thing. Doves of peace and very experienced. They did Live Aid at Wembley.
Good.
One other thing, Mr. Brittas.
What is it, Colin?
I was wondering if you'd care to inspect the eternal flame.
Not right now, thanks, Colin.
Technical question, then. When the eternal flame is lit at the ceremony, how eternal do you want it?
Colin, we've been through this before. Whitbread World Peace and Hunger Week goes on till Friday. The flame burns till Friday.
Wilco! Eternal till Friday it is, then.
Ben, Mummy knows best. I've told you you can run to the back of the cupboard as fast as you like. It's not going to fly.
Morning, Carol.
Oh, welcome to a Beauty Channel Leisure. How can I help you, Miss Brittas?
All ready for the big day, Carol? We are, of course, relying on you for the smooth running of this important day, Carol. So I want your announcements on time, all right?
Yes, Miss Brittas.
This is an alarm clock. Point taken?
Yes, Miss Brittas. Just one thing. Today is for children, isn't it, Miss Brittas?
That's right, Carol, yes. It's a day for the children of Whitbread to come together for world peace and have some fun as well.
Why haven't Ben and the twins been invited, Miss Brittas?
I think you know why, Carol.
If I make them promise not to bite anyone, Miss Brittas.
Carol...
I can confiscate Ben's knife.
Carol, I do not want another situation where the coaches turn up and the children are too frightened to debus. Do you?
No, Miss Brittas. Oh, just one thing. There's a message. It says, if you want to have any more babies, you'll have to have them with somebody else. It's from Mrs. Brittas.
You sure about the wording, Carol?
Yes, Miss Brittas.
Well, that's strange. Mrs. Brittas was in perfectly good spirits when I left the house this morning. She was eating burnt toast and laughing. More accuracy, please, Carol. And you're late for the first announcement.
Yes. Hello. There's going to be a staff meeting in 8 minutes. Well, sort of 7-ish minutes. Sorry. Bye, thank you.
So, the high point of this very important day will be 1400 hours when representatives from the youth organisations of Whitbread will link arms symbolically around the leisure centre in support of Whitbread World Peace and Hunger Week.
I've got a problem with that, Mr. Brittas.
Have you, Tim?
Oh, yes. World Peace and Hunger. We're supporting peace and hunger, are we?
What?
So we're on the side of both, yeah?
Naturally.
No, you don't understand.
Oh, I see what he means, Mr. Brittas. It should be peace and plenty, and we're for it.
Or war and hunger, and we're against it.
You can't be both.
It is logical, Mr.
Look, we've had 5,000 leaflets printed, plus Colin's banner on the roof. They all say peace and hunger. That's the way it's staying, all right? Now, the children linking arms symbolically around the centre will go boy, girl, boy, girl,
No,
boy,
they
girl.
won't.
What?
I had a phone call first thing. The Cubs won't touch the brownies.
Julie, what are you burbling about? They're children. They do what they're told.
Well, that's the thing. They've been told not to by the scoutmaster. Now, he runs the bread shop, right? And he caught some of the brownies stealing his ice boxes.
All right. Let's not have a discussion round the toadstool, please. Thank you. Now, what happens next? Anyone?
I arrived with the Olympic torch, Mr. Brittas.
Exactly! With a television crew in attendance, the Olympic torch comes back from the town hall, held aloft symbolically by Linda. The Olympic torch then lights the eternal flame, which represents the fire of human endeavour burning forever.
It's gone out.
What has, Colin?
The flame, Mr. Brittas, the eternal flame.
It's not supposed to be a light yet.
I was rehearsing it.
Later, Colin. Sit down, please.
Yes, but if it's meant to be eternal, Mr. Brittas...
Sit down, please, Colin.
Yes, Mr. Brittas.
Right, now, once the eternal flame is lit...
With a much bigger nozzle, possibly.
Possibly, Colin, yes. I shall release the doves and then say a few words for the cameras. We will then hold hands silently for as long as seems appropriate. Right, Gavin, let's hear about some of the exciting events leading up to 1400 hours.
Yes, Mr. Brittas. Well, the sponsored swim is due to start in 10 minutes' time in the children's pool. Carol will be making regular announcements so we can all move smoothly between the charity swimathon, the squashathon, the trampolinathon, and the badminton.
The thon. Right. Julie, can't it wait?
No. I was just wondering what a trampolinathon has got to do with world peace.
Gavin, put her right.
Well, on the face of it, nothing much.
Exactly, nothing at all to the unimaginative, Julie. But you know, and I know, that without the money raised by the sponsored trampolinathon, we won't be able to afford the postage on our old vaulting horses, which we're sending to Zaire.
You've put me down to organise a solarium-thon and a saunathon. I can't.
Beyond your powers, is it, Mrs. Bidmood?
If you stay in a sauna too long, you pass out. And if you stay in a solarium too long, you cook.
Cook. Now, cooking reminds me, let's not forget the hunger lunch.
Oh, yes, that's Tim and Linda to start buttering the bread.
Right, so, let's go, please.
What, all that lot?
Are you against world hunger, Tim?
Well, of course I am.
Well, get butter in then.
Hello. All staff allocated to areas A, B, G, H, and N. Would we please go to their starting positions, please? Thank you.
I think it would strike a real blow for peace.
With the best will in the world, Colin, I don't think hanging warmongers from a gibbet on the roof...
In effigy, Mr. Brittas. Hanging warmongers in effigy. And they'd all be wearing masks. Adolf Hitler, Attila the Hun.
It's still hanging, Colin, and there's going to be some young children watching.
We could burn them then. Kids love that on Guy Fawkes.
No.
Oh, Ben, please stop pulling. Mummy's doing her best. And when you pull, it spoils everything. Now, please, Ben, please. Well, welcome to Whitby Newtown Leisure Centre. How may I help you, Miss Grace?
You can't, Carol.
I'm sorry, is it something deeply personal?
No. It's my life.
What is, Miss Britt?
This tangle. And it's all my fault.
No, it's Ben's. It's kite string. You know what it's like. You get one little bit of...
Do you think this would take my weight?
Sorry.
Have you got a beam somewhere in your sauna place or a good stout hook I could get this string over?
What, Mrs. Bidmead?
Hang on a minute.
Oh, Ben, darling, look how marvellous.
So, you'll be standing here, Mr. Brittas, giving your speech. The
Right.
children will be there.
Well back.
Exactly. And when Linda comes in to light the eternal flame, and as she leans forward with her torch, you just slide your hand down.
Slide my hand down where, Colin?
Down your hand. Go on, slide it, Mr. Brittas. And as she leans in with her torch, you just press the switch and...
Why'd it do that?
I've installed a discreet pilot light in the bowl, Mr. Brittas. In case the torch goes out on the way over, there might be a shower of rain, a child spitting. I try to think of everything.
Can I go now, Colin?
It's not quite as simple as that, Mr. Brittas. It's the night time I'm worried about, what with the nuisance and that.
What are you talking about, Colin?
It's the local lads, Mr. Brittas, on the way home from the wheat sheaf. They seem to be drawn by the bowl to commit a nuisance. I certainly found traces of nuisance this morning.
What do you want me for?
Well, I was hoping with your permission to increase the nozzle size. Now, it'll cost a little bit more in gas.
Just do it, Colin.
Good, because I think the increased heat will act as a deterrent and force the lads to keep back, out of range.
If you'll just excuse me, Colin, I've got people to see, things to... What's this doing here?
That's the power line for the sound system, Mr. Brittas. The plastics for the doves, in case they fly into it. Good thinking, eh, Mr. Brittas?
Colin.
I've missed something, haven't I?
We're having a children's party, aren't we?
Yes, Mr. Brittas.
What do we have at children's parties, Colin?
Ice cream, jellies, crisps, being sick.
No, Colin. Clowns on stilts, doing juggling, 10 feet high, not looking where they're going. Put it higher, Colin.
Yes, Mr. Brittas.
We cannot have a strangulated stilt walker. How's that going to look on an insurance form? Do it.
There it was, in black and white. Dear madam, your twins are ugly.
Come along, the nurse didn't say that, and you know
They
it.
failed the audition, didn't they?
It was only to be in some silly nappy commercial.
It's all my fault. My bottom's always been too big. And their bottoms take after mine.
Stop blaming yourself, Mrs. Brittas. Blame the advertising agency. Blame United Nappy.